out there on YouTube. It's SpykeVampyre, and I'm making a video today, this morning. Um, Now I'm sick. My throat hurts really bad, and I'm congested, and I need to shower because I woke up and I need to shower. So I'm gonna make a video today that was spurred by a question or questions that I was asked by magickalFairy on YouTube. And he sent me a message. So now let me go into the message. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, some privacy here. He'd asked a question about tarot, and I do tarot readings. I also do runes, which is kind of new agey, I guess, because it's not traditional use for runes. But oh well. Um, One of his questions was, um, he had lost his, he had accidentally gotten rid of his one tarot deck that he had, the fairy ring, which kind of fits the theme, magical fairy ring. Okay, cool. Um, so he had gotten rid of this one tarot deck by mistake, and then he ended up buying it again. Now, his one question was, is it because it's a different card deck that he doesn't feel quite as connected to his deck anymore, and he doesn't get quite an accurate reading? Now, I don't know, forgive me if I sound new agey here, because I think I might. I kind of believe that, if something's going to call to you, and you can have a connection with it, it's kind of like my favorite stone is, I have quartz crystal and amethyst. I think I have amethyst over here. I don't really want to move too much, because then you'll see more of me naked. Okay. And I have amethyst, and those stones called me. Granted, one of them I got as a gift from a person who I don't talk to anymore, which is kind of unfortunate. But it's still one of my favorite stones. I still do use it in a ritual way. I've cleansed it bunches of times. So things call to you, and sometimes they click and sometimes they don't. You'll find the things that you need eventually. And, personally, in my tarot experience, I have had 6 or 7 decks before I got one that actually really clicked with me. I tried out this French deck, which didn't work because I don't speak French. I had tried out the Mythic Tarot with the gods and goddesses, which worked for me, but I ended up losing that one. So, things come into your life, things go out. And I came about this one deck that I use. It's called the Tarot Nova. Here's the back of the cards. And here's like some of the artwork. It labels the cards and everything. The corner gives you what suit it is and also what element it corresponds to, which is really nifty. So it could be that it's just because it's a different deck and you're at a different point in your life. It's possible. And then you go on to say in your message, you had a very open mind before, and you were learning and reading so much, and then when you rebought it, you were more closed. I personally believe before you do any divinatory psychic work at all, you have to be very open. You have to try to get yourself very zen and open. So again, quite a possibility. It could just possibly be that right then that isn't totally, what you need. Maybe you need to go and do a little bit more meditation, some grounding, get used to energy again, open yourself up, and then bam, you'll be able to do it. Now, here's another question in here is, he says, in my tarot book, it says that you should keep your cards in an order when you're not using them. And then he says, so after I do one reading, if I do one right after that, do I just reshuffle the cards, or do I reorganize them and then reshuffle? Because my book doesn't mention that. And I say to that, I don't keep them in an order after I do a reading. I do a reading, I shuffle them again. I don't put it in any order, and I just put them back in my little box. I have a tarot box because it came in one. They're small cards, so I do keep them in the box. I'm gonna get a bag because I have a bag for my runes that I made, which I'm doing a video on soon again. Anyway. I've been meaning to do one for ages. So, you don't have to. I think everybody has their own little tarot, their own tarot things. I can't really think of the word, what I'm trying to say. But, everybody has habits with their tarot decks. For instance, I shuffle and I do all this other stuff. Also, when I get a box of tarot cards, because they're always in order, I chuck them on the floor and pick them up however I feel, and I toss them around in the floor like salad. So I don't know. People have a lot of really weird little things that they do with their tarot. Um, if somebody's gonna tell me that's desecrating, I cast a circle before I do it, so it's technically sacred. Anyway, um, so then you also go on to say in your message something about cleansing crystals and using using crystals and things to kind of charge them, and you can set them outside or under the full moon. Now I will give them why they say this. I think that's kind of new agey too, but why they say this is some crystals and things have the ability to like cleanse energies. A lot of people use quartz crystal, very clear quartz and things like that, to you know cleanse off the negative energies, and it also quartz is for amplification of energy. So quite possibly that's what they're trying to say. So there is something to it. I personally don't do it, but what I do is the what I do is I do put them in my windowsill during a full moon. The reason being that the moon has a lot of psychic and it's the feminine. It's a goddess kind of thing. It's feminine. It relates to water and all the psychic power, divinatory means. So yeah, charge them in the moonlight, just like scrying mirrors are not a tool of sun. So you should probably only charge them in, the moonlight. Same goes for your tarot cards or whatever you use to do divination. Um, that's what I think, at least. Everybody again has their own little things that they do. Idiosyncrasies. No, that's language. Damn, I can't remember the word. Anyway, so everybody has their own little things that they do with their tarot decks. Also, I only do readings with my tarot deck um, on a tarot cloth. Now, I have like 3 tarot cloths. One of them has the Celtic Cross spread on it, which is made for my Mythic Tarot deck, I believe, but I use it for this one anyway. Um, and I have one as my altar cloth, and I have a very small travel one too. Um, Now, something else, just general stuff about the tarot. You know, find a tarot deck that, with the art, inspires you in some way, gives you a hint to its meaning. Like, pick something that's very symbolic to you. Yeah, you probably will have to hunt around for that deck that allows you to really get into it. Because I know at first I had trouble with tarot because I could never get the meanings right. Now I'm pretty good. Also, I've had questions about reading reversals or not. I do, because if things fall reverse, they're meant to be reversed. Um, I tend to either do everything's like when it reverses, I keep it reversed, or if there's a lot of reversals, sometimes I kind of think that you should do prevailing sign, like if like all but one card's reversed, you should probably flip them all except for that. Oh, well, and flip all the cards so you have one that is. Um, Other people tell me that that's wrong. I don't do it very often, but I feel like sometimes people kind of freak out. But I think that you should read them how they fall, quite honestly. Now, there's multiple different ways of doing tarot readings, different spreads and things like that. Also, something that you should know about tarot cards is each of them, corresponds to an element. If I can get my last, oh, there it is. Each of them correspond to an element. Each of the cards of the Minor Arcana does. So you have cups, which are obviously water. You have wands, which are obviously fire, because they relate to energy. You have swords, which are air, intellectual, communications, things like that. And then you have earth, which relate to mundane things, and they're the pentacles or coins, cards. Um, and, it all just depends on your deck, what they call the suits, because some people stick to, let's see, swords, wands, cups, and coins. Then I've seen discs instead of pentacles, discs instead of coins, pentacles instead of coins. So they come in varieties and varieties and varieties. I'm probably gonna make another one on doing like tarot readings, like just I'll do a reading for you and interpret the meanings and show you some positions. But I feel like that covered it. So thank you for the question, by the way. Um, and definitely I will get back to you. Also, if anybody else has any questions for me about any subject in Wicca or homosexuality or anything, I don't know. It's like a free challenge. Just send me a message and I'll answer your questions in a video. And so yeah, I guess that's all. Peace.